Hello, it's Nick Gio. Um, it is Friday, 4 p.m. It's pretty early, but I was supposed to have a fantasy football draft today with my good group of hometown friends, high school slash middle school slash elementary school friends. Hold on. As I always do, I'm going to go close the bathroom door. Sorry. I actually closed both doors that sometimes there's stuff that makes noise. There's another one over there. Um, Yesterday, before my video, it was like the first time I remembered, but I forgot to mention it, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, we were supposed to have a draft today at 3 p.m. It's kind of a weird time, but this was the only weekend that people could get together for our fantasy trip because we have one friend who is doing rotations for med school, and this is his only free weekend up until the season. So we were gonna do it, but sadly, one of our friends, the one who lives with his parents, across a mile or two away from me, Ben, his grandpa died this week, and he was sad, and he was mad that he couldn't go to Nashville. Which is understandable. Also for him, like he was really wanting to go to Nashville. He pushed it the last 1 or 2 years because he's one of the few people who is really into country music, and he goes to concerts and festivals with it with his family and stuff. So I think I think that was part of why he was mad. So he's going down to Jacksonville today, or he's already there for the wake and then the funeral tomorrow. But yeah, we just pushed it. I mean, it was fine because we were drafting pretty early. This would have been the earliest we drafted, maybe in forever. Because, well, I guess it would like sort of tie what we were doing in college, which people usually leave for college back to fall semester like mid August. So in college we had to do, since we wanted to do in person drafts, then we would do kind of like around August 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, somewhere in there. So this is August 9th, so probably been on the earlier side. But it's also nice because now we get to do it closer to the season when there are injuries that we know of and some contract holdouts like Ezekiel Elliott and Melvin Gordon that might get sorted out. So, but this is just a fun video, and I have more time now. I make a lot of serious videos and deep personal videos. This is still personal, but it's more just kind of a lighter side, a little ha Friday type of thing. So these are the things. They're not in any order, just the order that I thought of them. So maybe the ones at the top are more salient in my mind. But these are the most dumb things I've done, the funniest things I've done, stuff like that in my life. So first one, well, actually, first two was freshman year of college. So it can get pretty dumb then. So I said that the Skrillex concert was like my first official concert. This was also a concert, but I didn't even remember who the artists were, and it was more. I don't know. I guess it was a concert too, but yeah, it was this paint party where somehow you just get sprayed with paint a lot, so you have to make sure that you have like extra change of clothes and stuff like that. But they do all the paint, but it's in an indoor venue, so I think there's just a lot of cleanup or something. It was at this place, Congress Theater, that for the first couple of years, the first 2 years, we were going, well, especially sophomore year with my EDM friend, we were going there a ton. Like, we went there 4 times in December of my sophomore year. And there's a lot of indoor cigarette smoking, so actually, starting in January when I got back, I feel like I had bronchitis. I didn't take, like, medicines that much. It just kind of got better on its own. But that was all because of just so much cigarette smoke that I was inhaling. But yeah, we were taking the trains there, the whole subway system for Chicago, and I had to piss really badly. And these trains, they don't have bathrooms, so somehow I was really drunk there also because this was orientation week of freshman year, and just wasn't used to alcohol, so I was really drunk, and somehow I like opened the door in between the two cars, and there was like a little bit of space, like a little platform there. I feel like they don't really have these anymore. Maybe it's like an older train, but I got to the side and it's like moving pretty fast. So it's like if I slip or something, I'm probably really messed up. But I just started pissing, just going to the bathroom in just on the track, and maybe one or two other people did that, or maybe I was the only one. But the nice thing was like I kind of closed the door behind me, and no one could see anything. But yeah, that was a wild story that I don't think I've told a lot of people. I mean, I went with like the international students because that's the friend group I made freshman year, just right at the beginning of um, orientation week. So, but yeah, another concert story was Thanksgiving break of freshman year. I was going with my friends. It was the international friends again. They didn't think it was worth it to like go back all the way to their like Europe or Asia or whatever, just for like a week. It doesn't make sense to pay thousands of dollars for that. So they, my college allowed people to still like live in the dorms. But obviously there's no like cafeteria working, so I think they have to like get their own food and stuff. But we drank a lot. There's a lot of Svedka vodka, which is a Swedish vodka, and that's because my Swedish friend was there. We just had a lot of that, like mixed drinks and stuff. I think we got an Uber. I think Ubers were there back then. And we went to see Steve Angelo, who is a Swedish guy, part of the Swedish House Mafia. So that was cool. It's kind of like the second concert I had gone to because I had gone to Skrillex a couple weeks before that. Um, I remember, I think I turned my Swedish friend away because I would follow him at parties and concerts and stuff. Well, this concert I followed him and he was just like running around, like I couldn't keep up. I think I was drunk and I was like, if I don't keep up with him, then maybe I'll get lost or something. And this was at Congress Theater again, but basically I was running so much that my stomach was churning and churning and churning, and I remember I didn't even get to a bathroom. I was like very drunk and I just puked. So basically Congress Theater, it's like a regular theater where you go in and then there's like a main lobby and then you go towards the thing and there's like a hallway this way in the middle, hallway on the right, hallway on the left, and I think maybe either in the hallway in the middle or hallway on the right, I just puked on the right side near the wall of it. So not in the garbage can, not in a toilet or even a sink. I mean, sink's still like kind of tough to deal with, but the thing is, there were all security guards there, and it was at a point where the lobby was pretty open. There weren't like people, so some security guy came, and he just grabbed me and he whisked me out of the venue. So I walked. I think I was drunk. I don't know. Like I felt like I was gonna be lost, but I think I didn't realize like how serious that could be. Like in terms of, oh, I probably have to just chill in this cold weather. Because I don't even know if I had I don't even know if I had, I think I had my sweatshirt on, but I don't know. Because this is Thanksgiving break. This is late November. Maybe I didn't realize. Yeah, I feel like I walked down like maybe, like I turned left, and I think I walked down maybe like 100, 200 feet, but somehow I had the paper copy in either my sweatshirt pocket or my regular pants pocket, and I had it. I'm like, you know what? I was drunk and I was bold, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to get in again. And I got to the line, and my ticket scanned, and I got in, and I met with my friends, and I think I tried to avoid that security guard, but I don't think he saw me. So yeah, that was probably like, I don't know. I've had some like that was probably definitely top 5 or 10 of just drunkest I've been in my life. Another one, this was high school. This was just probably best comeback I've ever had. I have this friend, well, same friend, Ben. He's like around 5'1" or 5'2". He's pretty short. I think his parents are like normal height, and he doesn't look like a dwarf or anything. I just think he's had these like extra bones in his body that jut out like near his knees and maybe some other places. So I think he had some sort of like lack of growth hormones or just some sort of thing that didn't make his bones as big or something. But I mean, he's fine with it. But at some point, I don't even know where we were. Probably playing poker because we played a lot of poker in high school. That was like our thing. We started homecoming of freshman year in the fall. Homecoming is a dance, and probably like half of us didn't even go to any high school dance. Um, but yeah, I'll get more into the poker during the next thing. So at some point, he's like, "You need to grow up," and I just say it right back to him. But I just say, "You need to grow up," and everyone laughed. And I mean, he sometimes didn't take short jokes well because he also my best friend Zach, who I said we hung out at his house a lot, and his house is up for sale. He called Ben Frodo one time, and Ben just had all these like pranks on him for what were they called? Can't remember what they were called, but they were like different pranks that he would do. I forget what it is, but yeah, one of the best pranks. This is like a poker story where we dealt a poker hand, but then Zach had to take a call. This was actually at his house. There was only like a couple of us, maybe like 4 or 5 of us. I think it was during just some random summer. He had to take a call, so we were like, all right, let's wait. And Ben rigged the deck where Zach would have like four of a kind, and Ben would give himself like a royal flush, which is better than four of a kind. So Zach would just be betting a lot. Ben would be betting a lot, and like at the end, Ben would win, and Zach at the end he he was just so dumbfounded. He's like, "What the heck?" He's like, "I can't believe this happened." like first of all, four of a kind, it happens like maybe 1 out of 500 times or 1 out of 1,000 times, and then royal flush happens like maybe 1 out of 10,000 times. And for them to both happen in the same hand, come on. But yeah, that was a good comeback by me. Another one was, so we played poker. We all put in $10. It was like once a week on a Friday or Saturday night. We would go to different houses. The parents would buy us pizza, and we would have like some sort of snacks and some soda. Actually, that was back when we would be drinking like Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper at night, which I would never do now because I think for some reason now I'm really sensitive to, or I'm pretty sensitive. I'm kind of sensitive to caffeine, especially if it's past like the afternoon when I'm drinking it. Like some people drink coffee at night. If I did that, I would just not be able to sleep at all. But yeah, there was one time. This is actually, I think this was at my house. We started just betting like crazy. I ended up betting like I went all in, and I probably had $10 or $15 in that. And problem was like I was really bluffing because I just had like I didn't have anything. I think I just had low cards, and I think 2 or 3 other people went in on it and were just betting a lot. And it came to just the best thing I had was just what was on the board, which was like the highest card was a jack. So I said, "Jack high, mother," and because back then I didn't swear. I don't know why. I think our parents were just like very trying to make us not swear, even though they swore usually when they like got hurt or something. Also, one time I swore because I was mad playing Xbox in the basement, and my little sister was there, but I didn't hear her behind me because I had my surround sound headset, my Turtle Beach. So, and she told my dad, and I got in trouble. So, whoops. Yeah, basically that happened. Jack High Mother. People loved it. I obviously didn't win the hand. It was just a terrible bet. Another thing, this was freshman year of college. So a lot of freshman year of college, well, I guess it was like 6 months before, they announced that the next Call of Duty game was going to be Modern Warfare 3. So I just made a Facebook page for it. I was like, whatever. You can always make a Facebook page back then. And I put the logo and just a little bit of like, Modern Warfare 3 will be released November, blah, 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 2011. And I didn't even look at it because I think you have to go to like a separate account to look at it, or like a separate login, sort of. But I look back at it a couple months later, and I have like 500, 600,000 followers. I was like, wow, like I could really influence people, or I could really like help myself if I have like some sort of survey or anything or petition. And I had a college friend, the same Swedish friend, who he's really entrepreneurial. You realize that a lot of Swedes are like trying to make a lot of money, and the IKEA guy, the Swedish friend was saying, was like avoiding taxes because there's a lot of, it's like 50 or 60% taxes there, and the IKEA guy is just making a lot, so I think he got in trouble for avoiding taxes and stuff. So he was like, "Oh yeah, you should advertise my new anti-hangover drink," and they made that, and they actually sold like maybe a couple hundred drinks in Sweden. Um, I forget what it was called, but yeah, I advertised that. But I think at some point, just like the official Modern Warfare 3 page just sucked me in, and not to be sexual, but yeah, I kind of lost all control, and it absorbed all my followers, and I think it was just like a notification, like you've been taken over. I mean, wasn't that wording, but like taken over by this page. So I was like, shoot, I lost on it. Another time, this was junior year of high school. I was on the varsity team. I was playing doubles with my good friend Noah, who's also on the fantasy football league in it. We were playing like a kind of our one of our rivals, this really good doubles team from Naperville. They went to Naperville North, and we actually somehow won the first set, like in a tiebreak. And we were playing at Naperville North, and we were like on serve in the second set. This is the first season we were playing first doubles, and we were just playing it because this one guy who was a year older than us, Jimmy, he was going to be first singles, and I think our coach wanted us to try to do well in doubles so we could try to qualify for singles, because only 4 out of like 16 or 18 singles players make it, and that's like you send in 2 singles players to try to qualify for state and 2 doubles teams. So she always thought the good players go to singles, and usually the top 4, the semifinalists of the tournament, make it to state. So that Jimmy was making it every year, so it was going to be hard for us to make it in singles, but we almost made it in doubles, but unluckily we didn't. But yeah, I went for this ball. This guy, one of the guys, like smashed an overhead, and I don't know. I was competitive, like I've always been. I went to try to get the ball. I jumped on top of the fence with like my right foot, because I was going like left to right. I know this is all reverse. I landed badly on it, and I realized pretty quickly, like, oh, I can't play anymore because my ankle is just really bad, and it got really swollen. I think it was just a sprained ankle. I did like the ice water bath during practices just to get it better. I had a brace on it, and yeah, it was a dumb move, and obviously we lost that match, and I had to be out for like probably like 2 weeks or maybe a week or two. And my dad, I didn't really think it was a dumb thing, but my dad would call it a hot dog move, just kind of a silly move. Um, Another kind of thing where I fell and caused damage was at orchestra camp. Well, technically band camp. This was in Michigan. In Michigan, there's like this camp, and then there's another camp that's like for the really good people, or the really good musicians. I mean, I'm not really a musician, just like someone who's in the school orchestra, but you get it. So, orchestra camp, I've got my grandfather's violin, and I have my friend there from high school. We grew up like, we were friends in elementary school, and then we kind of stopped being friends, but we still hung out in orchestra, 4th grade, 5th grade, middle school, high school. So this was like, I think this was in middle school, where we were at this, it's a summer camp, so we're practicing for our concert, which our parents will see at the end of the week when they come drive up to here. So they come, and we're practicing. It's all right music. We're both kind of near the end of like the second orchestra. I think we were like near the bottom of the second orchestra. So these people were actually pretty good, and so we're at this place where it's kind of those shelters where it's like 4 wooden poles and there's concrete below. It's on a flat surface and there's a roof over. It can hold like maybe 15 or 20 people. So what he does, this is another competitive thing I just realized. He kicks the wooden, you can't really see it, but just kicks the wooden pole. And me being competitive, I'm like, okay, I gotta beat where he was at. So I do it, but I go too far and I just fall backwards. And I didn't fall. It would have been nice if I just like fell like back like this, just hit my back and make sure my head doesn't get hit. But I think I kicked with my left foot and I must have like turned um, towards my right side and I fell on my violin. I had and just the top part just broke off the main part. But it was fixable. But it was just so dumb because it was like it's probably a lot in terms of repairs that my parents had to pay for, and I mean it was during summer, so I didn't have like orchestra, but I had to like borrow some random bad violin for the rest of the week, and it was just also embarrassing. Like you see this kid with a broken violin, and everyone else is like, "What are you guys doing?" So yeah, that was dumb. And it's also a nice violin because we kind of refurbished it once we got it from my grandpa. This was fifth grade. This is another just like copying people and kind of getting hurt. So fifth grade, we had a couple nights a week in fourth and fifth grade. You could be on the school basketball team. There were like a couple basketball teams, so there'd be like maybe like 4 teams, 4 or 5 or 6 teams for fourth graders, 4 or 5 or 6 for fifth graders, and I don't know, for some reason I had some downtime, and I was with this one guy who he was in my grade, and we had the basketballs, and he like jumped on top of the basketball, which is pretty dangerous. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try that. So I jump up, and then I just fall forward, and this is just squeamish warning for the next like 30 or 60 seconds right here. All right, I'll wait. All right, basically, this like I still cringe at this because I hate any sort of tooth injuries where you like lose a tooth or chip a tooth. But I fell and I hit my tooth and it was bleeding a little bit and I was crying and I don't even know. I might have just swallowed this tooth, but you can see like it's hard to see. Yeah, like right here, it's a lighter shade. Can't really see it. You can see like a little bit of indentation right here because eventually I want to get that changed more to my natural tooth color just so it looks better. But yeah, I just get that filling, but also like they had to do the filling behind it because I think I just chipped like the bottom part and like part of the back part of the tooth. So I mean, at least I didn't like lose it, and I didn't like lose more teeth, and I didn't. I don't know. But ever since then, like it's kind of like in terms of empathy, like if I ever experienced it in real life, like chipping a tooth, then I'm like, oh god. Like I remember I saw this NBA player, probably somewhere in college or end of high school, like he fell and he lost a tooth. I was like, oh god. Like I was so hurt by it. So I think like any sort of injury like that where I've actually experienced it before, um, probably I'm more empathetic about it. But yeah, like tooth injuries, I'm just like, like I really cringe. That's really cringy. So this was the video. It's gone a little long, but that's okay. We had some sidetrack stories. But yeah, stay tuned. I don't know, either tomorrow or Sunday, I'm going to be talking about all the negatives I've experienced with social media and also how the last almost 2 weeks of being basically social media free has gone for me. So I'll see you guys then. Hopefully you got some laughs out of the dumb funny things I've done. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow or Sunday. All right. Peace.